When your tax information is due, Google AdSense will send you an email, have a read, and then press Update Tax Info.
Takes you to this screen here, which says Payment Center. And then if you notice here, there's a bell and it looks like it's got something inside it. So if you click on that, it will say, alerts, update your tax info. Your tax form expires on 31st of December 2025. Google may need to withhold up to 30% of your payouts or hold payouts completely until you submit a new tax form and it's approved. So then you click on Submit New Form. And then it takes you to this page here. Oh, it says Tax Center right at the top, and then it says Payment Center, your name, manage tax information. So then it says, manage tax information. Your tax relationship with Google is based on the tax info that you provide. And then if you scroll down, it says, United States, your tax form expires on 31st of December 2025. Google may need to withhold up to 30% of your payouts or hold payouts completely until you submit a new tax form and it's approved. And it's got to learn more about tax withholding. If you'd like more information, you can click on that blue area. And then if you scroll down, you can see it says Form w-8ben and it says status approved. That was when you last filled it out. So then if you continue to scroll down, you'll come to your personal details, which I can't show you at this moment, but it says your name and the expiry date of the tax form, which is 31st of December 2025, this particular one. Then it's got your permanent address, and then it's got postal address, and then it's got all the things you submitted last time, which is when it went through. You can see claimed on all 0% and in green. And then if you keep scrolling down to the bottom, you should be able to see where it says tax year 2024. And then it says date issued. Well, that was the last one. So what you need to do is just click on Submit New Form. And then it says Submit New Form. If you start a new form, your previously submitted form will be removed. So click on Start New Form. And then you get this message here under Payment Center where it says, before you start, plan on taking 15 to 20 minutes to keep your account secure. We'll need to verify that it's you. After 1 hour, we may need you to verify again and the information you already entered won't be saved. Use the correct payments profile for the payee, providing tax information to Google. The tax form will need to be signed by the payee or someone authorized to sign as the payee's representative or agent. You may be asked to provide additional tax documents after completing the form. Google can't advise you on tax matters. For help with your tax situation, consult your tax advisor. And then if you look further down the page where it says Start Form, click on Start Form. And then it will tell you to log into your account.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Once you have signed in, you will see this part here that says Payment Center and your name, and then age, tax information, United States tax info. So over here it says United States tax info. To find the right tax form, please answer a few questions first. The IRS, the US Tax Authority, requires that tax information be reported in letters A to Z or numbers.
For accented characters,
Use the letter only, such as N for N or A for A, etc. So then if you go down, or it has your name and it says what type of account is it. So in this case, it's individual. So select individual and then press next. And then it says, are you a citizen or resident of the United States? Because we are doing this for the UK, which is a non-US resident, we are going to select no. We are not a citizen or resident of the United States. So you press no. And then next. Then you will be presented with select W-8 tax form type. Based on your previously selected answers, a W-8 form is needed. W-8ben. This form is most commonly used by non-US individuals and would also be used to claim tax treaty benefits. And then you have the second option below that. It says W-8ECI. This form is most commonly used by a non-US business entity or individual that earns income related to its US trade or business and files a US income tax return. So since we are a non-US individual, we'll just select the first one, which is the W-8ben form. So select that one. And then you click on Start W-8ben form. Click on that. Then it says, make sure that this information is exactly the same as on your tax documents and that the form is signed by
an authorized representative
of this legal entity. Then it's got your name, and then the next thing down, it says DBA, doing business as. Leave that alone because it says optional. You don't have to pick anything there. And then this one says country, region of citizen. So you need to click on the drop down arrow. Then you are presented with a list. Go through the list. And in this case, we are going to choose United Kingdom for this example. So keep scrolling down. There we are. Select United Kingdom. And then it says United Kingdom in the box there. And then you can scroll up. And then it says taxpayer identification number. And it says a taxpayer identification number, TIN, is an identification number that the IRS requires payees to provide for some tax forms. If you're claiming a tax treaty, you must provide either your foreign TIN or a US TIN. So if you are in the UK, the foreign TIN number is equivalent to your national insurance number. So if you just type in your national insurance number in there. I have typed it in there, but I'm not going to show that for you to protect my privacy. So you've typed in your national insurance number in the box that was around here. Okay, so further down, then you can just press next. And then it says address, permanent residence address.
Permanent residence address is a PO box or in care of address. You will be required to submit additional documentation. A PO box in brackets, post office box, postal box, is a lockable box with its own number or other unique address identifier physically located at a post office station.
No, we are not one of those. So you can keep going down where it says street address. Here you need to fill in your address, your home address, and then you would tick this box where it says
Postal address is same as permanent residence address.
So I'm just going to type in my address and then we'll press next. So I've just typed in my address and then I will press next. And then it shows you your details where it says tax identity and the individual who is beneficial owner. And it says your name and then it gives your country, national insurance number you just typed in, and then it shows you all the details you put in, which has got your address there as well. So then you scroll up. Next one you come to is tax treaty, and you can see it's already selected for you. United Kingdom and US have a tax treaty. So that was automatically selected. And then it says, are you claiming a reduced rate of withholding under a tax treaty? And then it says, US tax law may impose a 30% withholding tax on payments that are considered US source income. This tax may be reduced or eliminated for any payee that qualifies under a relevant tax treaty. So then if you scroll down, you'll see it says, no, I am not eligible for a reduced withholding rate. And another option says, yes, I am eligible for a reduced withholding rate. So you choose the one that says, yes, I am eligible for a reduced withholding rate. So then if you scroll down, it says resident of the following country within the meaning of the income tax treaty between the United States and that country. So you check the box and you select your country once again. And in this case, it's United Kingdom. So scroll down to United Kingdom and then you select United Kingdom. And then you scroll down and then it says special rates and conditions. You may be exempt or have taxes withheld at a reduced rate on certain income types earned within the US. These reduced rates and exemptions vary among countries and specific income types. Select all that apply to you. You can claim any future income type that you may plan to earn from Google products. So you scroll down and the first one you come to, it says other copyright royalties such as the YouTube Partner Program, Cloud Marketplace, Reseller Model, and Play Pass. So select that one first. And then where it says article, you select that drop down. And there's only one option that comes up for Article 12 and Paragraph 1. So you just select it. And then on this side, you select the drop down button here. And where it says withholding rate, 0 reduced treaty rate or 30% default rate, no treaty, you always select 0%. So we're going to select 0% there. It says as a tax resident of the country identified in the tax treaty section, the beneficial owner identified in the tax identity section meets the required terms of the treaty and does not earn other copyright royalties income attributable to a permanent establishment PE in the United States. Okay, so select that one as we did before. Okay, so we're on to the next one.
Services or other business income such as AdSense, but not including AdSense for YouTube. Check that box.
So where it says article, select the drop down as we did before. It's article 7 and paragraph 1. It's only one to select, so just select it. And then on the other side where it says withholding rate, again, select 0 reduced treaty rate. Okay, it's got this declaration here that says,
as a tax resident of the country identified in the tax treaty section, the beneficial owner identified in the tax identity section meets the required terms of the treaty and does not earn services income attributable to a permanent establishment, PE, in the United States.
So check that box. We are now down to the third and final one, which says motion picture and TV royalties. So check that box. And then, as we did before, select the drop down for article and paragraph. This one is article 12 and paragraph 1. It's the only option you can select. So select it. And then where it says withholding rate, that drop down, you always select 0%. Okay. And then if you go further down,
this part here says,
as a tax resident of the country identified in the tax treaty section, the beneficial owner identified in the tax identity section meets the required terms of the treaty and does not earn motion picture and TV royalties income attributable to a permanent establishment, PE, in the United States. So you select that one and then press next. So then again, it will just repeat all the information you have just entered. So now if you go to the tax treaty section, you can see where it says tax treaty certification. Yes, I am eligible for a reduced withholding rate. Tax treaty country, United Kingdom, income type services, article and paragraph, article 7 and paragraph 1, withholding rate 0%, reduced treaty rate, income type, motion picture and TV royalties, article and paragraph, article 12 and paragraph 1, withholding rate 0%, reduced treaty rate, income type, other copyright royalties, article and paragraph, article 12 and paragraph 1, withholding rate 0%, treaty rate. So all the information we entered, you have a chance to double check that they all say 0%. And if you mistakenly picked the wrong one, you have a chance to go back and edit, and then it should take you back to that section. Let's try it. Yes, see, you have a chance to go back and amend anything you would like to. Okay, so we're happy with that. I've just pressed next. Then section 4 says activities and services performed in the US. Has, and your name, performed any activities and services for Google within the US, or do they expect to in the future? You just press no and then keep scrolling. And the next part here says, I certify that the services provided to Google or its affiliates will be performed solely outside the US, and that any labor or capital, including facilities or other tools used to provide such services, will be physically located outside the US. So you need to check that box and then press next. Next, you will be on to the tax reporting.
US tax document delivery preferences, forms such as 1099K and 1099-MISC.
So it said
Google may send a year-end tax form, Form 1099, to you and the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. This depends on the type of tax form that you submitted, whether you're an individual or a corporation, the amount that you were paid out by Google in the previous tax year, or whether you're subject to backup withholding and had taxes withheld.
So you got a chance to say if you would like to go paperless or if you like to receive your documents by post. So choose the one that is more appropriate to yourself. If you select Go Paperless, it's going to say your consent to paperless delivery is solely with respect to this specific account. If you do not consent to paperless delivery, a paper copy of your tax statement will be delivered through mail service. Tax statements that will be sent to you electronically may include, but are not limited to Forms 1099 and or Form 1042-S as appropriate. Tax statements will be available through pay.google.com for at least 4 years. Some documents may continue to be mailed regardless of your electronic delivery preferences. Your consent is effective until further notice by Google LLC, revocation by you in accordance with the process outlined below, or revocation by Google LLC as a result of non-delivery of email to your address of record. And then you've got revoking consent. There's a whole lot of information here. You can have a read of that if that's your preferred method of receiving your document. Because it's too long for me to read, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to select Get Documents by Post, which is one I normally do. So I'm going to select that one, and then I'll press Next. So here we can see it has generated all these forms here. I suggest you click on each one and read each one, understand what each one says. Then after that, you can confirm that you have reviewed the generated tax documents to the best of your knowledge and believe that they are true, correct, and complete. So let's click on one and see what that looks like. Oh, okay, so it's giving you files to download. So this is something that it's going to look like. So I'm not going to download all of those. I've read it before, but in your case, if this is your first time doing it, make sure you download each copy and read each one individually. And if you're happy with it, then you can select, I confirm that I have reviewed the generated tax documents to the best of my knowledge and believe that they are true, correct, and complete. So I'm going to select that. And here, it seems that they have generated and it's gone into a form. You can have a close up and read of that, and you're happy with it, press Next. And then you get this declaration here that says, I have examined the information on this form and to the best of my knowledge and belief it is true, correct, and complete. I further certify under penalty of perjury that, and then it's got all of these declarations here, which is a bit too long to read. I'm not going to read all of that out. Don't want the video to be too long. Read it, understand it, and then accept it. And then at the bottom, it will say here, I agree that I will submit a new form within 30 days if any certification made on this form becomes incorrect. And then you get this page underneath here that says unchanged status affidavit. This tax form may be applied to prior payments by providing the following optional certification. Then it's got, I certify under penalty of perjury that information and representations in this tax form have not changed and remain true, correct, and complete from the entered year to the present time, except as described below. Check the box. And then it comes up with this part here. So next you will see the date that says 1st of January 2020. And if you click on this icon, it says, if you cannot use this year, please provide the year that you started business with Google. So we can use this year. So in here, I am going to change that to 2025, and that should work. And we've got description and date for each.
you can just leave this box as it is. You don't need to put anything in there.
Note, a refund may apply where this tax form results in a lower withholding rate than that applied to your prior payments. Refunds are limited to withholding from the current calendar year only. Then scroll down to where it says your signature. And it says, I acknowledge that I am signing the tax form above and accompanying affidavit of unchanged status if applicable under penalty of perjury. Do you confirm that you are the beneficial owner named in the tax identity section of the tax form? Beneficial owner, and then it will say your name, and then it says, yes, I am the beneficial owner named in the tax identity section, or no, I am not the beneficial owner named in the tax identity section. The Internal Revenue Service does not require your consent to any provisions of this document other than certifications required to establish your status as a non-US individual and, if applicable, obtain a reduced rate of withholding. So in this case, you put yes on the person, and then your full legal name will be in there and it will be grayed out. And then you can press submit. If you're happy with all the information you have put in there, you can go ahead and press submit. And then it should say approved. And it gives you the date you submitted it, your name, the new date that it expires on, your address. And then if you go down to where it says tax forms and withholding rates, it will show you form w-8ben, motion picture and TV, and it says motion picture and all claimed 0%, and then additional documents, certificate of non-US activities, affidavit of unchanged status, and these links are all clickable. You can click on them. Then, yes, you'll be able to download and read them at any time you wish. Looks like there's a notification here. So if you click on that, then it says United States tax info accepted. Your tax info for United States has been accepted, and then you can view it. So that is a success, and that's how you check if it has been successful. So I hope you found this video useful. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I am not a tax advisor. I'm merely showing you what to click on to make your form a success and what you need to click on to complete your form. I am not a tax advisor, so if you need professional help or tax information, contact your tax advisor. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall see you on the next one.